Is on the send it to you, Lynn.
Okay, good.
You
thanks.
take those limes on my
Okay.
Spire for
Okay.
non-dangerous.
This little, you carry a little womb-like quality, and it can be dangerous if you're not a comfortable driver, or if you're on an e-bike, or if, right? And so here's what I want everyone to know. Your number one priority always is safety, right? And so if you wake up on a morning and go, I just don't know if that's right for me, it probably isn't. And I am not going to take that as a lag in your practice. I'm going to take that actually as real mindful attention regarding compassion for yourself, and then do exactly what you need to do. Because I know there has been a sense I'm supposed to be there, and really it's not accurate. What is accurate is that we all have a privilege, and Sangha is a privilege, that we have community is a privilege. And I love that we have Zoom as well. I just don't want us only leaning on Zoom, because there is something about real time, real people next to the warm body practice that is in fact different, right? And so if you can, and I know people are limited and have children and soccers and honor band and all the, but when you can, try to join us. If you can't, then we all bow to the realities of this relative human life, don't we? We all do. And that's a part of our practice, is really taking a moment, reflecting. If it's just laziness, get your ass over here. Then you really get here. If it's just, because I could drink one more, then just get here, right? Because you will benefit in a way you can't even yet imagine, right? So does that make sense? First of all, I just want to say it again, because I looked at the fog and went, not everybody. If you're coming from some distance, it may not be the right day. And then I hope you're here in this way. And who would have known? Yeah, who would have known? You can't know anything till you open and are mindful to it. And then, remember, just fog awareness is not sufficient. Is it? Fog awareness alone, not sufficient. You have to stay in the heart mind and say, is this just meh? Or is this, in fact, I don't know if this is all right for me. I don't know if this is the right day. That's the mindfulness, inner and outer and both. And that's a quote from the Satipatthana Sutta. And that sutta says, you don't only look out. It is insufficient. You don't only look in. It is insufficient. You look out and in and both. And then if we were to continue on to the Dzogchen, it says, and then neither. And then neither, right? If we take that all the way into the absolute, and then neither. Because what? Everything changing every moment, by the way. And so next moment, guess what? Not the last one. And that's what the neither means. Okay, do we get this? That's the absolute truth. It means this breath, this moment, and then we begin again. Okay. Did everybody get the poem that Jim sent me? If you didn't, William Wordsworth wrote something that is so pristine, so precise, so perfect for this teaching on relative and absolute truths. Remember, I'm going to put some other words to this because we've been practicing this a long time. Mother-child luminosity. Anybody remember that practice and that word? Can you see how that's relevant? Child luminosity is what can be seen this present moment. Just like a child looking at clouds in the sky. Right? It's beautiful. It's perfect. It's pristine. There's nothing to change. It is not insufficient. And just as we said from the Satipatthana, and it alone will not put you in sufficient context to all things throughout all time, right? All things throughout all time. And how is that then relevant? Right? And so we were just talking about my hip. My hip is being fun and funny. And the relative reality of that is some limitation. Real. I have to be more cautious, more careful. I can't do the things I used to do. Absolutely what's true. Aging, illness, and death. No problem. It's true. And it isn't, is it? If it wasn't this, what would it have been? That. If it wasn't that, what would it have been? The other thing. And by the way, I have a fairly good scope of all the possibilities for things that can happen to one's body. I'm feeling, how am I feeling? Grateful and privileged. I truly mean this. Grateful. I live in a county with 2,600 orthopedic surgeons. More than like anywhere. With a population of 55 and over, all going to these guys. They're so booked, and women, I apologize, because women are doing an amazing job in orthosurgery, right? How privileged. And by the way, it is a privilege, isn't it? It is not a right. It is not a reasonable expectation. It is not. That's available, right? And then here sits Jim Sinclair, who happens to be an MD, who happens to know as somebody who might, how amazing is this? This is just cherries on top, right? Works or does not, none of this is the point. And can we hold all truths then? And we're going to read Wordsworth in both, even that word's wrong, because it implies one and another. No, it isn't true, is it? It isn't true. And so can we keep, as we're going to practice today then, keep moving the lens is all. We're just shifting the lens. We're not shifting the realities. They're always both here. They're always both relevant. And if we are not open to both, what did I promise you last week? If we're not open to both, what will occur? Suffering. Guaranteed. Because then my hip, and it's just my hip, and I contract into mine, and the, right? And can I know this? Yes. Even that. I can go, well, there I am, having a little, I have not felt that yet. But I'm not saying that won't occur, because all minds are capable, all minds are conditioned, all minds can arise. And in a good practice, we don't deny any. We don't deny the possibility, do we, of pity or self-pity or feeling blame or self-blame. We don't. We recognize it, hold it up to the light, and then what? Open. This is our essential practice. Does this connect? Are we getting the idea with this? I hope so. Because we're all going to be here, and in fact are. I don't know what the standard age of our Sangha might be, but I would say somewhere between, sort of 40 something and 80 something. And how lucky are we? Okay. So Jim's going to read this poem. Then we're going to have Lynn read the aspiration for the practice. And then we're going to practice. I'm going to be looking at a note because I want to reference this poem a couple times in the practice. Okay, so it's going to be here for me. And then if you didn't get it, I'll be sure to send it to you. So Jim, whenever you're ready, I'm trying to think of how I don't have my, Carrie, can you hand yours to Jim? I'll turn off.
I have it.
Oh, you've got, I'm not worried about the poem. I'm worried about everybody hearing you.
Oh, the hearing thing.
I think I'm going to turn it off. Can I do screen share? I'm going to turn my sound off. Okay, it's off.
Is it on? Oh, okay. All right. Well, a couple of comments about Wordsworth. He lived to 80. He had a pretty good life. Born in 1750. And what gave him the ability to write was he was living in the Lake District in England, which is remarkable. He fell in love with nature.
Our lifestyle hath had elsewhere its setting, and cometh from afar, not in entire forgetfulness, and not in utter nakedness, but trailing clouds of glory do we come from God, who is our home. Heaven lies about us in our infancy. Shades of the prison house begin to close upon the growing boy, but he beholds the light whence it flows. He sees it in his joy. The youth, who daily farther from the east must travel, still is nature's priest, and by the vision splendid is on his way attended. At length the man perceives it die away and fade into the light of common day.
I'm going to put this on speaker. Okay. There we are. Got it. So I did, there was an echo. I do know that makes it difficult. You should have received it. We're going to keep referencing it to work with it.
It was ethereal.
Do you want to, this might be a better, hang on. I have a, come on, this might be a better, oh, okay. Alrighty. Let me see if I can, yeah. Okay, we're on a needle now, needlehead. All right. Lynn, if you would read the aspiration, then we're going to go into practice.
May this practice open the clear seeing of both relative and absolute truth. May we recognize the play of thoughts, emotions, and stories as the light of common day, and rest gently in the deeper radiance that has never been lost. Like children trailing clouds of glory, may we touch the original luminosity of mind, unborn, boundless, and always present. In this practice, may we remember that we have forgotten and return again to the brightness within us and around us, the mother and child luminosity.
Thank you. So now let's prepare to sit. Once again, holding the present moment in our everyday mindfulness, as well as the reality of this vast, open, interconnected, luminous space of awareness itself, which no one solely possesses. This does not belong to us and is ours. It's all true and is ours. So we're going to see if we can't find that space within you, both uplifted and grounded. We let the spine be tall and the shoulders be soft. And let the hands rest naturally. We have a tendency to architecture the body in practice, and it's actually not the work. It's to set it rightly for ease. And then we allow the breath, natural, unforced, flowing in and out. That's relative reality within the vast open sky-like quality of mind, awareness itself, like a tide returning home again and again. And may we offer this practice to the benefit and welfare of all beings everywhere, without exception, both the absolute and the relative held in this bodhicitta heart. With each breath continuing to arrive, remember bringing the truth of luminosity, all-seeing quality of mind to the fine grain of sand that is this one breath. They are both alive, both of these truths, right now. And then feeling the breath in its relative truth changing, flowing, waving, shifting, sensation by sensation. And can you sense the sky-like quality of mind that is unmoved, that is only open, receptive, luminous, that holds the breath, the body, all bodies, and all breaths throughout all time. That's a big open space. We're settling into the light of common day. The light of common day right here. We rest in the relative reality of our world, vibrant and alive. No gripping, no clenching, just allowing. Noticing that this breath, in its arriving and passing, is never quite graspable, never quite stable. There is no problem with this truth. Remembering that it is also held by this infinite vast sky, that luminosity shines on all things and all children, including you. And that this is your luminosity as well. It does not come from somewhere else. Noticing how each object arises and then passes, fading into that light of common day, this everyday mind. And we let the very ordinariness of the breath, of the body, of the sounds, and of thoughts simply come and go, always enough. Nothing else needs to be happening. And then allowing that luminosity, that bright light of awareness, that sky-like quality of mind to continue to widen beyond the body and breath. See if you can't rest back now in that space, that quality of open space in which all things come and go. Becoming that sky. This is awakening itself. the open, luminous field of knowing. Never disturbed, unshakable, not separate. Wordsworth echoes this reality in that phrase, trailing clouds of glory do we come. Trailing clouds of glory do we come. What is it within us that can recognize, that can know, that can connect? Can you sense that quiet radiance opening to include everything? That which is distant and near, left and right, within and around. This is the mystery of the absolute. Sometimes called the unchanging nature of mind. Vast, open, luminous, and harmonious, in connection with all things. Nothing to get rid of, nothing to grasp. And we don't even grasp the witness. We don't grasp the awareness. We don't grasp luminosity. It's impossible. We recognize it as an arising, our true nature, our true home, never diminished, always bright, available, present. And within this emptiness, then, there is a freedom. Nothing is me or mine or I at all. I have my index finger resting on little man's ear. And in that grain of sand of the relative truth, I can feel the softness of the hairs. I can feel the concave of the ear. I can feel his breath. And then I can open beyond this breath to feel the truth of all dogs' ears, all soft fur, all pets, all people, all love. It just gets bigger and bigger. And then there is nothing to grip. And then you can feel that heart sense, if you can imagine your own example. All dogs and all humans, all connections of animals and people, all love that has been cultivated through it. And then just this one gentle groan, this one ear, this one little finger pet. This capacity of our human mind to hold both is remarkable. What a gift. And then you can feel that vast space. You can feel that loving presence. You can feel the ever-expanding nature of that awakened heart mind, and there is no gripping possible. Appearance and the knowing of appearance, relative and absolute, solid and empty. The truth of movement and all that holds movement, that is unmoving. And in this practice, we let this be fluid, natural, an ongoing interplay. There's no place. There's just the flow of experience, wave and water. Breath and that which knows it. Wordsworth speaks to the whole of the truths. Our birth is but a sleep and a forgetting, but trailing clouds of glory do we come. This is simply the invitation to wake up, to remember. Recognizing our deepest nature, spacious, luminous, untainted, unknotted, unbound, completely free. At length the man perceives it die away and fade into the light of common day. This fading is just momentary. The habit of the prison house can be immediately opened. And so we rest, and so we live. Let this continue to be the spacious reunion of relative and absolute, of child and mother, of being and all beings. Remember this vision splendid that accompanies all awakening. It infuses then this ordinary day with extraordinary love. And then we are the blesser, and then we are the blessing, and then we are so blessed. And may this practice be a benefit. So be it. Oh, what a privilege and a delight. Even when it's hard. Thoughts about the practice, thoughts about the remembering. And then really for me, the question always is, how does it now inform your day? Because if you just get up off that chair and are run into Walmart and get aggravated by the crowd or the parking or there are no more hams or I don't know, whatever you're doing, then this practice isn't making the impact we all really want it to make. And really starting with ourselves, right? Because from that, then all impact is made.
We went to the dump to drop off greenery on Wednesday, and wouldn't you know it, it was closed. The greenery was closed. Why, I don't know. And we were driving back with this load of greenery, and we realized it was a gorgeous day. We had nowhere to be, and traffic was actually pretty good. And it was open the next day, so we took care of it.
Yeah. Or it isn't open the next day, and it's a beautiful day. And it really is us. Then you see, there's only one gripper. Only one gripper. Should be open. How am I going to keep that shit in my car? I just had that thought as I went to Goodwill and they were closing. I was like, seriously, guys? You're still standing here.
Yeah.
Couldn't you? Couldn't you? And then I laughed. Why? Those guys have been standing there since 8 a.m. By the by, 4:30 was like it. Because I've been there and you've been there. It. And lady, you look like a nice person. I'm talking him into peppermint bark that I have in the car. I'll on if I just gave you some candy. Would you take it? I'm a negotiator. I should have been an attorney. I missed a whole thing. And the answer, they didn't say anything. And how lovely. How lovely. Really. They could have gone, knock it off. Go away. They just smile. And I gave him the peppermint bark anyway, as I should. Long day. A lot of standing. A lot of standing on a long day. Right? And then you see how we construct every problem we ever have. It doesn't mean things aren't hard. Didn't say that. Hurt hurts. Pain hurts. Bodies disintegrate. Right? This is all the truth. And the quality of mind that you hold this with determines everything. I know for sure. Because when I say, I'm just excited to know I have a bad hip so that I can get it taken care of, and how lucky am I? People go, really? Really? Yes. Really. Yeah, actually, 100% really. Does that mean I won't be nervous as they're putting me under, going, I don't know, this might be it. You don't know anything. And don't I get to be? And can I know what that is? Like all of us, right? Like all of us who go, I want to be with the people I love. I don't want to check out over a hip. And I don't know. Nothing to know. Because here's the truth. I'm probably not going to want to check out on any of the actual things I'm going to end up checking out on. And none of it's going to make a lot of sense to me. And I'm going to be pretty like, wait a minute. Why can't I just be okay and keep loving? Well, in our Prepare to Die class that will start in the spring, the truth is, oh, you can, just not that way. But isn't it every moment? Oh, you can keep loving. Oh, you can be present. Oh, you can, just not like the moment before. Because that's already relatively gone. And so we have to open again, love again, commit again, again, right? So there is no such thing. That's just limited mind. And it's not mystical. It's just the truth of what we know, right? And we all know this by the love that I feel now and that Carrie feels now and Jim feels now and all of us who've had a parent or grandparent who isn't here feel now in the truth of love that is here now. And we know it. And we can feel it. Right? And that why would I imagine that wouldn't be true of me? How could it be? That won't be alive also. And then, so how does it impact you when you wake up to that luminosity? This moment with everything that's here. and the truth of suffering and the path that's right here, right now, and the capacity to hold that with something that lessens the suffering.
The lightness. I think
Yes.
there's waking this morning, seeing the fog, and feeling that sense of protection, almost like I can still ride my bike. I'll be all right. Lights didn't work, anything. I didn't have my glasses. I was part way into my ride, and I realized, oh, all I have are my sunglasses. No problem. Put on my sunglasses, and I'm thinking, this is fine. Everything just has a bit of a haze.
Mm-hmm.
And then I get right just about to your road, and I pull up my sunglasses, and I realize, oh my gosh, I can see. This is crazy. I did this 4-mile ride, and I barely could see. And I was thinking that that's what I was supposed to do for additional protection, and it was so funny to me. I just smiled, and I'm like, oh, do I put them back on? Like, I've done it this far.
Mhm.
Put my glasses back on, finished the ride, and just thought, like, there are choices, and this choice of suffering, sometimes we don't even realize. We think we're doing what
The right
is
thing.
best for us.
Often defined as the right thing.
And oftentimes it's silliness, right?
Yeah. Well, it's
Just 'cause
habit.
Yeah.
It's simply habit mind that goes, this is the way you do it, till you're in a moment where that's not going to be handy. And can we be that awake?
Yeah.
And isn't it great to generally wear sunglasses when you're on a vehicle that's open? And the answer probably is more often yes than no. And is it always true? Never. No, because nothing is always true. And can we be with that? And the answer is not often without difficulty or struggle, but the way you're supposed to is this, but it's not going to work. It's not actually most skillful or beneficial right now. And that feels how? Scary. Because now I don't have the habit to lean on, or the predictable, or the guaranteed, which it wasn't anyway. Oh, by the by.
Yeah, different moment, and that luminosity of just lightness and light, right?
Yes.
All kind of coming together.
Yes. Dennis writes, father-child luminosity. Well, yes, of course. Yes, of course. There is no one word in any way. The luminosity, that parent archetype is simply that larger capacity. And by the way, it isn't anywhere else. There is no mother, father only. It is that which is larger, right? That which is wiser, that which is more spacious, more knowing, and then isn't it all of us? Whether we are then actually a mother or father, not, because we all are. We all are that. And so thank you for that reminder, Dennis. The Tibetan monks are here for a visit. Yes, they are. They are up in Oceanside. If anybody wants the info, I have it. I think they start on the 15th. Where are we? Like 13th. So maybe next week. They're here doing a mandala up at maybe a art studio, something up in Oceanside. Not down here. Not at Ellen Spirits, and not at the Unitarian this year. So now they're there. And so if anybody would like that, I'll get that to you.
But they always destroy it. I mean, it's such
They
a
have
lovely-
to.
That's the point.
Well, that is it. And by the way, destroying what? It was never.
Yeah.
There you go. There's the beautiful truth. It was being destroyed as it was being made. Because nothing is permanent and nothing stays, even in its, right? It is. There it is. And that's part of the point of it. And that's why it's beautiful to watch. I actually, personally, I'm not that interested in the chalk rubbing part. I love the dissolution part because they give that up so freely. Like after a week of continuous standing and work, just right. Joko used to go, boop.
I gave Rhonda my favorite winter jacket for the filler belly. It was a hard give.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it's exactly a hard give, especially when I like it. I have some little attachment to it. Right? It's the special one or the new, we've got some kind of tag on it, right? Tag or mine. I don't know, that tag or the warm one. And then we go, ooh, that one. Well, that's exactly the one. Yay. Congratulations, Jim. Exactly the one. And I don't think it has to not pinch. I think there's some loveliness into recognizing it. Isn't there? Some little about it. And that you do it anyway, even with the
The tag for me is gifted to me. So, especially if it's from a loved one, like it's hard to.
Very
but
much
I
hard.
did give a couple of them away this year.
Gifted. That's right. I had a Patagonia jacket that I went to walk Machu Picchu in, and it's red and it doesn't fit me anymore. But it's a Patagonia, and I'm like, really? I don't know. What if I go there again? What if maybe I could wear it in Nepal? Wait a minute. No. By the way, I didn't have to get rid of, let's make sure we understand. I did not have to change one thought. This is not the practice. It's to recognize any moment, however subtle or not so subtle, of contractedness. Isn't it? It's beautiful. There's the luminosity. And then you can laugh or smile or keep your jacket. I don't know. Or keep your jacket. And by the way, doesn't mean that there's not all kinds of rightness in it. Right? Because maybe you go, you know what? Rather than buy another one for $280 on sale at Macy's, I'll just keep this one and spend that $280 in some other way, which could be no less spectacular. But see, we have to be careful then, don't we? Because we watch people do things all day long out there and then go, what are you doing? What are you doing over there? Because you look like you have it kind of mixed up. Now, somebody probably saw Dia in her sunglasses driving in the fog and thought, she's suicidal. Yeah. Holy cow. Somebody help her. Right? These are as we have all looked, haven't we? We have all looked insane. Right? And we have all been completely clear seeing in it. And I want us to remember that because we're practicing that every single day. To be clear seeing in the insanity is the path to true liberation.
And you know what you just said about contractions. So, I mean, we could emphasize that to the max. Every contraction reaction
every one
is an opportunity.
It is.
To let go.
Yes, it is. Open wider.
Every one.
Yep.
I got that in a way this week that was more profound for me, and it was interesting because I realized that as we've been going through this course on preparing to die, that this is really the path for me in preparing to die is really to be as aware of every one of those.
Every single one.
Even the smallest.
That's right.
Every one.
To the grain of sand, says Shantideva. To the grain of sand that we contract around. Why? At the time of death, that will be there.
That's it.
By the way, folks.
That's it. Right
you can't get out of that. In fact, it's guaranteed to be there because we are going to default into that fine contractedness. And karma prevails from there. Not some guy somewhere who did something, but forget about it. This one, this contraction when you went, the Patagonia, Even that jacket, right? Because as I'm letting go of everything, and so are you, the brand is probably not going to be the point. It will be finer. It'll be this body, this Diana.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about brand and branding. This Diana's got to go. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
There won't be an orthopod there.
There will not be.
No, you'll be on your own.
I'll be on my own. And not exactly. So relative and yes, just me and all of you and all beings throughout all time who are both alive and dead. Because what? This is our common humanity and our common path. Can I open to that then? I don't know. I don't know. I'm just working on the Patagonia coat. I'm not saying.
You're still up here in Patagonia.
I'm over here with Patagonia. I'm not too confident
Come on
that
down the slope.
when it comes to the Diana brand, I'm going to go, yay! And I hope so. And hope is not sufficient. Hope is not sufficient. Forget about it. If you're just here going, that makes sense to me. I like the sound of that. You're lost. You're lost.
And, I think
And then
we have
what?
to have compassion for the difficulty,
Yes.
you know?
All of them.
All of them, yeah.
All of them. And by the way, infinite billions of times a day as the path and practice. How lucky are we that we can actually open to that? Billions of times a day. Remember what I said at the beginning. Don't try to avoid the contractedness. It's already there. Better to open oneself completely with what Greg just said, a compassionate, kind heart that goes, yes, in my humanness, this idea of Patagonia represents something. Value, money, travel, memory, right? Look at all the strands on that. Can I see that? Can I see that? Because really, Patagonia at the time of death, probably not going to help me much. Wrapped all up in the thing. Probably not going to help me too much. And I actually did have that thought. I actually had the thought, which is unless I'm wearing it at the time of death, and even then, how is this helping me? How's it going to serve me? Other than a great joke.
You look good.
Look good. Very sharp jacket.
That's being on the ski slope with the best ski
Mm-hmm.
clothes, and you can't ski.
And dying. And dying. And it's funny. And it's useful to laugh, isn't it? It's a little useful to go, what Patagonia jacket am I going to be wearing at the time of death that's actually going to matter? What white little puffy jacket with the fur trim that I love is going to keep me from that inner cold that is a part of the path of dying and living. Right? Which is why we practice outside. See, this is not exactly accidental. Somebody just said to me the other day, I know it's okay. Can't we go inside? And I went, no, we can't. Why? It'd be more comfortable. And I went, that's why.
Yep.
That's why. Because we're actually training for everything. The cloudy day, the foggy day, the cold day, and the warm day. And if we don't expose ourselves, we can't recognize all the ways in which we go, really, if it could just be a little warmer.
But then that's also relative because you can be inside and you're squished and it's too warm.
That's right.
And
Isn't it
so
true?
that doesn't-
Well, let's call every moment an opportunity to recognize our discomfort. Couldn't we? Every single moment. Too hot, too cold. Too tall, too short. Too fat, too thin. Mm-hmm. A Costco story would be perfect right about now.
Exactly.
So I've been doing this practice for 30 odd years or whatever, and I know it's practice because of instant contractions. And it's Costco, it's stupid day to go. I said,
I'm already
"God,
laughing.
why do I need to go to Costco?" Anyways, I got there and the line for the gas station is out the door, and there's people lined up waiting for parking spaces. I almost turned around and went home. And I thought, no, I need a new toothbrush, and I'm going to go buy it at Costco.
Oh, I wish I knew that, Carrie, because I need one too. That's the joke. That's the joke. That's a joke.
So I see a guy getting in his car, and I'm like, okay, I'll wait for this. And but I was just a little bit too far ahead, so I looked behind, like, okay, nope, back up. Boom.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the lady it was like a split second. The lady was backing out. I didn't see her backup lights because the truck right next to her was in my vision.
Right.
And I ran
Right.
right into the back of her car.
Right.
And it scared the shit out of me. I was like, what was that? And I
Yeah.
got out of my car. And there's ladies just screaming at me. Screaming.
She's got a nice car.
She has a Rivian.
Nice car. Well, that was my second guess.
2014 little Toyota RAV4 was, it's not damaged. But I at that moment, I thought, I was shaking a little bit, but I thought, I'm just going to stay open to this. And she's yelling at me. And I said, let me get you my information.
Yeah.
So I gave her. She took a picture of my driver's license and and she said, were you backing up? I said, yes.
Because you could have.
That's all I said.
Because you could have said no.
I could have said no, or the only thing I did say, I said, I'm sorry, I didn't see you.
Yeah.
And she left, raced out of that parking space.
Yeah.
And I thought, I did say to her, have a good day. And I turned around, I got in my car, and then I thought, okay, well, the blessing in it, I was like, I'd still get in my car, nothing happened. Her little car has a dent in it, it'll get fixed, no big deal.
Right.
The point is that, when you have those moments where you cannot be an asshole,
Right.
I think for me that was, and
Yes.
I thought it'll all work out.
Yes.
And, I got a call from the adjuster for Hartford because this woman immediately went to my insurance
Sure
to
she
pay
did.
for her bundle
Sure
of
she did.
Rivian.
Sure.
And, I was talking to this lady and she says, well, are you going to get your car fixed? I said, yeah, probably. Will you use it? I said, I don't know. I mean, I may get it fixed, on my own. Will you file a claim? I said, I don't know. So she filed a claim. I can, do whatever I want with it. But the reality is, I still have a car that drives. It's no big deal.
And sometimes we occupy the same space. This does happen in life, doesn't it? Where we are both there in that one spot. And we can make that a conflict, right? Or we can make it an opportunity. Because that's a hug as well, isn't it? It's a hug as well. I love the practice of not being an asshole. And I think that should be our practice this week. Don't you?
Yeah.
I think Carrie named it.
Love that.
She named our practice. Don't be an asshole. Take the opportunity. Take the opportunity. Because you're going to have plenty, because there are going to be a lot of people trying to occupy the one space. This is crowds, traffic. Can we create the hug? And it doesn't mean physical, because that won't always be appropriate or right. It does mean luminous. It does mean spacious. It does mean larger than the contraction that you might otherwise have habitually found yourself in. It would mean that, wouldn't it? However that happens, that embrace. And there's no way to be an asshole from there. Actually, no way. And so can you imagine this? Holding me and the other in this space first. And then I trust whatever comes as beautiful. Whatever comes. I'm not going to say it's going to work out. Don't do that. I can't stand result-oriented practice beyond you. What I can promise you is you will be better and happier from it. I don't know what the other person does, do, or doesn't do, and I gave that up about 15 years ago when I went. It doesn't matter how I say it. It doesn't even matter necessarily what my intention is in this relative moment, but it does in the absolute, doesn't it? It does, because one more drop of open-heartedness matters. And it doesn't mean they like you, folks. It doesn't mean it goes well, right? So let's give that up, because we're all looking.
You
Like,
did it at Goodwill.
yes. Yes.
You could have
Right
thrown
there.
a fit and been a Karen
Right.
and tried to impose your will.
Oh, easily. And they would have taken it, by the way. They would have. They would have. Except I remembered feet. And I probably remembered feet because of my hip, to tell you the truth. And I went, you've been standing all day. I couldn't even do it. And so 4:30 is 4:30 to those feet. And then not only are you better, they're better. Right? Somebody regarding the truth of suffering and difficulty in my moment. Right? For me. This matters. In even the little tiniest ways, right? We're at Aldi's and someone has 2 or 3 items and we have a cart full of things. My husband found chocolate on sale. So we went,
Oh, yay.
everybody's getting chocolate. There it was. And the person said, no, go ahead. And my husband said, no, you go. And he goes, no, you go. I love the idea. I already heard you saying what you're going to be doing with that. I love that. Let me enjoy that. Let me enjoy that. How sweet is that? So, right? Look at the space in that. 2 items could have been out of there in less than a minute. Not being an asshole moment.
We had my wife and I, a few years ago, we had this thing, we called it the stupid asshole jar. And
Stupid asshole jar.
the stupid
Yeah,
asshole
a little
jar.
like a swear jar.
And what you
Yeah,
do
you
is,
put money in it.
if you call the other person an asshole, you had to put $1 in the jar. And so the jar started to fill up. Then we had to figure out what to do with all that money.
Well, your wealth management advisor is probably going, look, this is amazing.
Wait a
You've
minute,
got-
maybe we better stop calling these other assholes.
I love that.
Oh, but wait, that money was.
So I love the not an asshole jar idea also.
Yeah.
Isn't that great? If you see somebody not being an asshole, give them $1. Like, there you go.
Yeah.
Put it in the jar. Donate it. Smile and say, you know what? I'm practicing not being an asshole. I noticed that in you. I'm practicing, and there you are. Great model.
I like it.
I like this idea. And by the way, it's easier practice than all of the others, because now we're making it real. See, this practice is going to happen, because it is going to happen, because this is our everyday real life, where you're going to go, really? You just cut in front of me? Let me not be an asshole.
I did that yesterday. I was coming from a client and I had to meet someone, but the highway was really busy, so I took the ranch, so I could enjoy the drive. And this guy behind me was 2 inches on my butt.
Oh, yeah.
And I pumped the brakes and I'm thinking to myself, good God, what an asshole this guy is.
Yep.
And then I go, screw it. I'm here to enjoy myself. I pulled over. I mean, I wasn't an asshole when I pulled over, but I did pull over and get out of the way. He slammed on his accelerator
Yes.
and sped by me
Yes.
so fast.
Yeah.
And I was like,
He did.
whatever. And
He
I
did.
went on enjoying my ride,
Yes.
but I wasn't quite as gracious
Yes.
in my mind, but I practiced.
Well, I'm not going to give us grace as a requirement.
Yeah,
I don't know.
practiced,
That
I
doesn't seem
practiced.
reasonable.
Good.
I don't know if that's fair. No, don't try for grace.
Let's be reasonable.
Let's be reasonable about it. I'm not going to be an asshole is good enough, because maybe you're just reminding you, and maybe the only thing you didn't do was slam on your brakes, and create a moment of more harm. And that matters because there are going to be plenty of those happening this week as well, right? And so this is one's own practice. We don't define this just to remind, this is not, you stop being an asshole because that's a bad habit. We can easily go there. Not useful. And this is how we turn practice into the what's called Black Dharma. You go, I will now use this spiritual practice to nail you. Not useful, right? I'm just going to practice that. And then if I see it anywhere, it'd be lovely to hold someone in that just moment of there you are in a moment of kindness or forgiveness or ease or not rushing or creating space for someone else, which will inspire you and you will inspire others in it. And it'll all be lovely. And this is the point, maybe, of this time of darkness, isn't it? Is to bring a little light. That's that luminosity here. The ripple effect.
There's a
Real thing.
series on Netflix. It's called The Ripple.
Is it really?
6 episodes. It's worth a watch. If
Okay.
you're looking for something to watch, just because it's amazing.
The Ripple.
The storyline.
The Ripple.
Yeah.
The Ripple. As likely examples of where the reality of this is in evidence. Okay. All right. Anything else before we practice? I do want to remind for those who are still on, next Saturday we're in the garden, and at 8:15, our friend Deb Martin, if you didn't see the newsletter from a CEO at Elder Help, is coming to talk to us about her program. We've been looking, we've supported CRC in the past. I'm looking for a more on-ground way to support elders. And these folks are primarily homebound, don't get out, don't have food for their pets. And Deb does an amazing thing. Deb is amazing and is deaf. And so wait till you meet her because you will forget that in 1.5 seconds. She is truly a force, and an amazing leader in elder care in San Diego, does an amazing job. So she'll be here next week at 8:15. So we're going to start practicing right away till about little 8, and we'll do a little nosh of something as we get her here and settled in for 8:15, just so we can hear about all the good. It's important that we celebrate those people and also contribute. Also, if you didn't see, there was an anonymous donation made for $5,000 for next year for us to match, for EMC to match for those things that we think are important. And so we will need your feedback about that as well. Like we are looking primarily at food insecurity, just because it's pretty much on the ground. World Central Kitchen, feeding people always feels good, and it's a primary need. It's basic. I don't know if you need a notebook and stamps necessarily to be okay, but I do know you need food.
Is Lisa on?
Lisa is not on.
No. Oh, well, then I'll just speak on her behalf, because another compassionate action that we've begun kind of haphazardly is driving to the food bank to pick up the allotment for St. Andrews, which they use for their Thursday food shop. I have a truck. I took it a while back. I'm going to take it. Greg is going to join me this coming Wednesday to pick up. But we're looking for companions who can lift a box. I have a truck which is usable most Wednesday morning. So it's Wednesday morning from 10 until 12, basically. You go down to the food bank, you pick up the food, you take it to St. Andrews, and that's the end of it. And they do most of the shopping. May help them load their cart.
Loading mostly is the need.
But I think Lisa will be the contact person for people to sign up.
I did put her name in, Jim, yesterday. Do you want extra help on Wednesday getting it loaded? Because we can be at St. Andrews.
I think at most 2 extra people, because it gets a little bit. First of all, you can't go in. They only allow 2 people. It has to be one of the shoppers from St.
That's right.
So that's an issue. And then as far as loading the vehicle, I don't know that you need a whole. I mean, 2 people total, along with the driver. I'll be the driver. And
okay.
So, but I hope we get Lisa to set up a schedule.
I'm gonna put Al on that task.
Yeah, and then occasionally a truck if I'm away or whatever.
Yeah, and we have it.
Yeah.
How heavy are the boxes?
They're maybe 25 pounds. They're cans of corn.
Usually, these large. What are those? 24.
Yeah.
24 can box.
Frozen chicken wasn't too bad, and a bunch of bread and stuff like that's very light. So
yeah.
It's not. It's just getting it from.
It's a lot of them.
Into the truck. Yeah. And then at St. Andrews, then off the truck onto the gurneys.
Yes.
Is this weekly?
This is not.
Well, beginning in January,
it will be. It may be. Right now, we've done it. Jim did it once at the beginning of the Wednesday, and he's doing it this Wednesday. And then, yes, Alicia, we will be as a community going on a Thursday. It looks like probable evening, which we're looking at the end of 29.
I'm available. Dennis is here. I'm available.
Okay, thank you, Dennis. I may suggest to Lisa that Dennis, you and I meet at St. Andrews to unload.
That's great.
And send Al down, that guy who can pick me up, so he's good.
What time? What time?
I will have Jim let us know when they're heading back up, but it'd probably be around 11:30 ish, wouldn't you say, to get over to St. Andrews.
Great.
Yeah. So Dennis, I'll let you know. Thank you.
Thank you, Diana.
That opportunity and your offer. Our next St. Andrews, which we're going to be coming up with a calendar, so that we can all see what's going on, so we can track this, because I think is in January, because we didn't do it in December, right? We did it in November. 13th of January will be our next St. Andrews contribution. This is separate from the truck delivery supports, which don't have not just our food stuff or our monies.
When they shop at the food bank, they get what they got.
They get what they got.
And they need other things. And
that's
where Lisa comes in.
That's where we as a community come in.
Do we know if we have, like, I've got cans and stuff in my car. Can I just drop it off at St. Andrews, or they're very specific?
Here or there, yeah. No, they'll take everything.
I think you leave it by the back door. Somebody else.
Okay.
They will take everything. Okay. So let's do our prayer. Here we are. All this goodness. No assholes here.
Yeah, right.
This is amazing. Here we are.
Sometimes temporary.
Maybe for just a little moment. Just one little snag of a moment. I love the practice. Thank you. And then we find that open, available, no asshole heart. Because that's always here. Luminous, vast, wide, deep, all abiding. May I be a guard for those who need protection, a guide for those on the path, a boat, a raft, a bridge, for those who wish to cross the flood. May I be a lamp in the darkness, a resting place for the weary, a healing medicine for all who are sick. I just lost my way, a vase of plenty, a tree of miracles, and for the boundless multitudes of living beings. May I bring sustenance and awakening, enduring like the earth and the sky, until all beings are freed from sorrow and all are awakened. We have a dedication, and that's why I got distracted. I remember Janine has a beautiful dedication. Janine, if you could just speak up.
Whatever clarity, calm, or insight has arisen here, may it be offered for the awakening of all beings. May we carry the vision splendid into the world, seeing both the shimmering truth of things as they are and the tender humanity of things as they appear. May the radiance revealed through practice shine through our ordinary lives, dispelling the shades of the prison house for ourselves and others. May all beings remember their innate luminosity and walk in freedom, compassion, and joy.
May it be so this very day. And may it continue. So be it. Thank you so much for your practice. We are going to be working actively on recognizing this opportunity for not being an asshole. It's a real practice. It's a real practice. How will you know it? Some contraction of body, heart, or mind. Any of all of those are your evidence. I can open to this. I can open to this into luminosity. So not being an asshole is, the other word for it is luminosity. Yeah, I do too. That's why we're going to stay with the practice. All right, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Blessings to everyone. May you enjoy this week of practice. What an opportunity. What an opportunity do we have. Thank you all. Thank you. Be well, everyone.
Thank you, Diana.
You're so welcome.